In this video, you will find out how as a 22 years old college student, I've successfully built a six-figure portfolio in less than 2 years. No bullshit scam or fake guru advices is proposed in this video, only my personal experience on how as a typical college student with a little job, I've been able to make the right choices and how you can too. And if you want to see my path to my first $1 million, I invite you to come and join the Nord family by subscribing to the channel. Now in this video, you will find my top 5 best advices that I would have to give to anyone that is trying to build a solid investing base. My first advice is to don't try to show off, but show up. As a teenager or as a young adult, many try to impress other people by buying things that they don't need to impress people that they don't care. This is a sad reality check, but often the big financial gap between individuals with the same condition is created in early ages. This phenomenon is called the compound effect. This makes that someone that is, for example, 20 years old and that is starting to invest only with small amounts could have way more money at his retirement compared to someone that is starting to invest, for example, at 30 or 40 years old. This is not only applying to the finance sector, and this is why this effect is super cool. At the beginning, the hardest is always to start learning or doing stuff, but with times and when you get in the motion, it gets easier and easier, and that's where the interests are beginning to pay off. This is why you need to have the money available to do and to make those kind of actions, which lead us to our rule number 1 in finance, which is to spend less than what you earn. Indeed, you could be a massive superstar earning about $10 million in salary, but if you spend $15 million, well, at the end of the day, you will be in big trouble in a few years apart. However, compared to the average worker that earns about $30,000 per year and only spend $20,000 per year, this worker will be in a way better position in the future if he takes the advantage of this $10,000 of gap and he tries to invest it, for example. And this is actually the beauty of this effect and of finance in general. It's the fact that you can not have a lot of money, but you can, for example, invest with only $100 if you want and let it grow for many years. Now, this leads us to my second advice, which is to invest in yourself first. You are the main character in your life, which means that investing in yourself is definitely the best investment that you can do. Let me share with you a personal example to illustrate this effect on my life. As a teenager, I grew up as someone that loves playing a lot of different video games such as Call of Duty and League of Legends. I was spending many hundreds of hours playing those games, and at that time it made me feel super good, but while I grew up, I realized that I was losing myself in those games. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against video games, but as everything in life, I am for moderation. That also made me realize that video games were not helping me to develop the person that I wanted to become, and that's why approximately at that time I discovered the beauty of books. When you choose to read a book, it's like if you're opening yourself to a world of possibilities and knowledge. Personally, I've seen a big difference when I've started to take the habit to read multiple books about different topics, which helped me to develop my personal knowledge. But investing in yourself is not only about reading many books. It is also about being able to sleep a good 8 hours at least of sleep every night, to be able to have a good sport routine to stay active, and also to be able to continue to eat well to put some good fuel in your body. Now that you have invested in yourself and that you have discovered some potential new passions and hobbies, my third advice would be to develop those skills and monetize them or develop a side hustle. I've understood this quite early in my life. For example, when I was a teenager and I was in my gaming period, I've actually decided to create my own gaming YouTube channel, which at that time worked pretty well and gave me a little bit of money, I'd say, but not that much. And just after, when I finished high school and when I was in the swimming club of the school, I've decided to just take action and try to sell some swimming program to others swimmer around the world, and swimming and also eating program, which also worked quite well. And now what I've decided to do is, it's because I've just finished my college degrees in finance. I've decided to share my skills of finance to others with this YouTube channel. So these three businesses has one common point, which is my ability and my skill to develop online tools, but also my will to help others and try to find solutions to their problems. So, for example, this is why monetize your skills and your passion into your side hustle could be a really interesting idea to create a certain fund of money that is, I'd say, another revenue that will be interesting. For example, if you want to pay your car or whatever that you want, that could be a great way to do it. For example, if you like animals, let's say, well, you could decide just to offer to your neighbors the possibility to go walk their pets. If you are, for example, a singer, well, you can create your own YouTube channel where you do covers of artists. So there's an infinite possibilities to do any side hustle with your different passions. Obviously, at the beginning, it won't necessarily be easy and you won't make a lot of money. For example, on my side, at the moment, I'm doing this YouTube channel just to help others with the personal finance and with budgeting and with investing. So my goal is really to help others, and I have fun making those videos. So that's the main goal of your side hustle. You need to have fun while making it. So that's why it is about your passion. And this is super cool. I think on this side, but I'm sure that if you push forward, you will definitely succeed. Talking of time, my fourth advice would be to have a plan and aim for growth when you are young. A plan is needed in every aspect of your life. For example, if you're trying to go from point A to point B, well, you will need to have a plan of the destination of where you're going, because if you don't have any direction to know where you are going actually, well, you won't be able to make it. The same apply to your financial life. So you need to know how and when and where you want to go. Let me give you a personal example. As a young adult or as a teenager, when I was around 18 to 20 years old, at that time I didn't have much knowledge in finance. So what I did is that I wanted to start investing, and I first start investing with my father and with the help of an advisor at my bank. I've basically bought some mutual funds, and at that time it was doing pretty great, I would say. And when I was around the beginning of 2020, I kind of see the crash coming. I'd say, well, I don't want to show off, but what I remembered is that I was in my accountability school classes in school, and I was seeing some article about China, that there was a big virus that was spreading out to other countries and stuff like that. So what I did is that I asked my advisor to sell some funds, and at that time I decided to switch because I've built some knowledge in finance and I wanted to invest by myself. So I've decided to switch to an online broker. And basically what I did is that I've bought some growth stock and also some ETF at that time around the end of March, and also during the summer, which gave me obviously some incredible growth. And this is why personally I've really focused on the past year on growth stocks, mainly because as a young adult I don't have any big charge and big fees that I need to pay. For example, I don't have a house or I don't have kids to feed, etc. So what I'm trying to do personally is to always aim for growth. So it always depends. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so it depends on your situation. If you're older, you might need some fixed income just to be able to pay different things and stuff like that. But as a young adult, personally, my advice that I could give to you is to try to always aim for growth when you have a lot of money, or well, actually when you have money and you don't know what to do. Well, instead of go at the club and just spending it all, well, you could try to invest only in ETF if you want or stuff like that. But personally, what I've done in the past year is mainly focused on growth stocks, and I could say that 2021 was a pretty great year on this side for me. And obviously, when I tell you to invest massively when you are young, it doesn't mean that you should restrain yourself from the little pleasure of life. So you should always keep your plan for your future. Talking about future, this leads us to my fifth and last advice, which is to invest on the long term and be patient. When you are investing, you should always aim yourself with patience. For example, day traders, so people that tries to trade different stocks every day, for example, in the majority of cases, so 80% of all day traders are losing money, 10% are even on their money, so they're not making any money or they are not losing money, and only 10% are making money, and in those 10% there's about 2 to 3% that are making a lot of money. So you see, there's a lot of people that are trying to do this approach, but only a few are able to succeed, because obviously it's not possible to see ahead and see in the future on the stock market, because if it was possible, well, everybody would be rich, but it's not possible, and that's why you need to be patient and try to invest in good companies that you see a great potential in the future. On my personal side, I've started working when I was 12 years old, and since that time I've been saving a lot of money to be able to invest on the long term. And when I invest in companies and in stocks and in ETFs or in bonds or in gold or whatever, in what I invest, I always aim for the future. So I invest in companies, for example, that I see a great future ahead of them, and that I won't be scared in 10, 15 or 20 years, because I know that they will be strong at that time, and that's one of the reasons why I always invest on a long-term period. And guys, if you actually want to know how you can analyze a stock, check out my video on the stock analysis that is just right over here. And guys, I really hope that you liked that video. Let me know in the comment section what is your favorite advice that I gave to you in that video. And obviously, for everyone that is new, I invite you to join the Nord family by subscribing to the channel if you want to see my progression towards my first $1 million of net worth. And I will do soon some videos on my monthly update. So every month, what is my net worth update? So if I've made some money or if I lost some money with my investment. So stay tuned to the channel to see all those videos, and I will see you soon. Peace.